Well, there you go. Check one, two. Check one, two. That's just great. Check one, two. Well, guys, I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. Check, check, check. Check one, two. Well, Jed coming. Check one, two. Check. Check one, two. Well, here we are again. Same issues, same problems. Okay, so we're going to try to bring on Patsy Torres. Patsy, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that, Patsy.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me? Can you
Yes,
hear
I
me?
can hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. I can't hear me. That's why I'm saying that. I think it's my headphones. But anyway, thank you for so very much for being here. I'm sorry about all the technical difficulties. You
Hey,
know, we
that's
did-
the way of the world right now.
yeah, the reason we redid it was for the for that, and it's just oh my gosh, it's so much stuff that
It's okay.
there's I'm trying to do all of this at the same time. I do apologize for everybody that's listening in. It took so long, but now we have Patsy back on with us. Sorry about that. And
Well,
Patsy,
for those of you still on, thank you for waiting.
yeah, well, actually, CC, five people still on. Okay, so
Thank you.
thank you very much. Um, and I'm sorry that it's taken so long to get everything squared away. But like I said, it was just one of those things that um, you know sometimes we just can't help it. So uh,
Because they keep
anyway,
updating
welcome back.
programs, right?
Yeah, it's the programs. Sometimes it's the way it happens. I'm trying to update all this information so that way people can know that it is you here as opposed to uh, everything else. And so, okay, now we can go because I said let's go. All right, Patsy, I do apologize once again. I'm sorry that it took so long for us to get together. We're back. I
Okay,
know
we're here now.
we're here now. Let's go ahead and move forward. And we just watched your song Poodle Party, which is a pretty awesome song. Thank you so very much
Thank
for those
you.
of y'all that are still there and checking us out. And continuing with what we talked about, we didn't get a lot of chance to talk about what was going on before. Elise Nino, she's chiming in. She says, hello. Thank you, Elise.
Hi,
Uh,
Elise.
uh-huh. And I'm sorry that it's not very loud, Sonia. I just turned it up. Hopefully you can hear it now. But yeah, um, it's one of those things. There I am.
Oh, yeah, you're
Yeah.
louder now.
Not,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, wait a minute. Let me see if it's this. I'm so technical challenged. No, anyway, thank you for everybody that's chiming in. And Patsy, we were trying to get together. Actually, I called you this past weekend and the weekend previous. I was down in San Antonio, but you are such a busy person. Oh my gosh, and
Well, that's why
it's
we always book this way ahead of time,
I
right?
know, yes, right. We booked it ahead of time. We already said it, and I was like, well, let me see if I can cheat. Is what I was trying to do. Try and
And if I could have, I would have.
oh no, most definitely. I'm not. I'm just saying. It's a good problem to have, especially in this where we're recovering from the complete lockdown that we had during COVID. That we're now we're trying to get back to normal. We're not completely back to
I
normal because
know.
obviously it hasn't been gone away, but it's a good problem to have to where you're really really busy. And so, what have you been doing? These past couple of weeks that we haven't had an opportunity to kind of.
Well, I'm already doing appearances. I'm doing a gala this coming weekend. Um, we just finished recording our new song. It's going to get mixed, so we're excited about that and getting material together, more material for the album,
Mhm.
and going to come up with a name for it. So I've been in contact with the band. So we're playing every weekend, and just we're excited about getting the new music out. So I'm writing some more music.
Uh-huh.
So it's hard to do that when you're so busy because I have
Right.
to just sit down and concentrate, because I always get inspired to write and then I start writing.
Yeah, it's kind of like when I was talking to Ram, he said that one of his songs they were just messing around with this melody, and the guy that was helping write with him, he's like, "Give me something to write on." All they had was toilet paper, and so they wrote it on toilet paper
Well,
because
that's
of
an
the fact.
expensive one.
And I was like, "Well, somebody knows something. I mean, somebody has very expensive taste right there." So yeah, it was pretty awesome that that was available, and
So
uh,
sometimes it happens like that because I was
yeah,
doing some work with Hugo Guerrero.
uh-huh,
He's so famous for his song Charanga, right?
right,
But
right.
when he was doing the album, they needed one more song, and they were like, "Oh, I don't know what to do because come up with something right there in the studio." They started playing around with it, and he started
Uh,
making up the words. That's why that he goes da 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 da. Because
right,
he's like,
right.
"No, I don't even have enough words for that." And look what a big hit that was.
Right. Yeah. Just like what's his name? Medina with the Cowboy Cumbia. He did that one with
Yeah,
the Cowboy Cumbia. He was just messing around with a
those are
excuse me, a
classics
drum
now.
beat and an
Those are
accordion.
classics.
Yeah, those are classics and it's wonderful. And I'm just going back to when we were talking before, with your music, you were the original innovator in Tejano, a female innovator in Tejano music. You were the one that came up with. You were very progressive as a female artist. You did a lot of the traditional, but that didn't pigeonhole you. You still pushed for different songs, and you danced on stage, which wasn't common. Because most people back then they would just stand on stage.
Listen, I know.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
my outfits too, that was something different too.
yes, the way you dressed, and you had dancers with you. You
Yes.
had dancers, and you did very modern music videos that weren't, most people didn't, they didn't realize, like, wow, that's cool.
Well,
So
you can catch our first music video. It's on YouTube now. It was called Lover to Lover. It was actually a pop, kind of a pop rock song, and
uh-huh,
it was actually played on MTV. And
lover
so
to
it was really cool because when MTV had just started, so they were taking videos in, and our video was getting played. And then when the big boys, they started getting their videos done,
yeah.
finally, we didn't get played anymore.
Ah, but it's still pretty cool, I think. It's
That that
it's
darn Aerosmith. Yeah, that's it.
that's the one.
Yay!
And see, look how great it is. Let's go ahead and take a listen. This is Patsy Torres with Lover to Lover right here
I
on
got a
Cubo Radio.
feeling that won't let up. There's something wrong and I don't know what. I don't see the passion I used to see. No, broken promises hang in the air. You don't care like you used to care. You're far away when you're lying here by me. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just going crazy. When you're lonely, ask me and I'll tell you I'm the one you need. I'm talking lover to lover, deep in the night, heart to heart. Lover to lover, you know touch, never lie. Go along for the time of romance, imagination or ghost of a chance. I keep feeling there's more than the two of us. Oh, you don't fly, you just leave out the truth. But one kiss will
Wow,
provide all the
Patsy,
proof that when you
you
dream
look
of the one the
amazing
eyes
this day.
dreaming of. Maybe I'm wrong. No, maybe I'm just going crazy. When you're lonely, ask me and I'll tell you I'm the one you need. I'm talking lover to lover, deep in the night, heart to heart. Lover to lover, you know touch, never lie. I said one way or another, holding on tight in the dark. Lover to lover, come on and prove it to me in the night. Gonna need your
Well, there you have it. Just a little bit of Lover to Lover from Patsy Torres. That's pretty awesome.
so many
I still got to do my kicks.
Yeah, you still got your kicks in, right? And that's pretty awesome because of the fact that, you know, that's I guess people don't realize that this really happened. They think that it was always just basic. like, oh, Tejano wasn't really that big. It was, artists, Tejano artists, they're so, broad. They incorporate a lot of different music, and that was
Well, yeah,
really,
we're versatile, and I
yeah,
think we
versatile,
talked about it
extremely.
last time that
Hmm.
we can do pop and we can do rock and we can do hip hop, we can do
Hmm.
soul, we can do rap, country,
Country,
jazz, internacional, mariachi. I mean, you name it, we can do it
yeah.
all.
That was one of the comments that when I interviewed Rebecca Valadez, she said that it was she took her by surprise because they said, well, we're gonna have to get this other band for you to sing this Christian song, and she was like, what's wrong with my band? And they were like, well, they're Tejano singers. I mean, the Tejano band. And she's like, they could play everything, and people don't
Hmm.
realize that Tejano artists are very, very well cultured, and they have a lot of different facets to their performances, like you do. You've gone through a lot of you've done a lot of different things throughout your career, but we know the Patsy sound. We know the Patsy package that we're getting. You have your own little that's Patsy. That's kind of a cool thing to have. Not a lot of us have that. Not a lot of artists have that. A lot of artists are just kind of, you know, what can they do?
Well,
So
I think that the main thing is that they have to. When I started singing Tejano, like you said, there was really no one to copy, I guess. So my influences were, Michael Jackson and Van Halen and Pat Benatar and
right,
that the ones that the way they moved and stuff. So I just whatever, however the music moved me. Also,
right,
Little Joe, Sonny, Little Joe was all about the gritos and stuff like that. So, and I felt it. So I was always
right,
putting gritos in my songs. And so it was a combination, but it was really the men of Tejano that influenced me. And then it was the, pop singers of the time. And then I just kind
right.
of combined it, and just did what felt good on stage.
And also a testament to who you are and you throughout your career. And we got to talk to this, but it was kind of not really. The audio wasn't very good at that time. Was that we talked a little bit about your multifaceted life that you have? You're not just Patsy Torres, the Tejano singer, Tejano legend. No, you're also Dr. Patsy Torres, in education. You're also a motivational speaker. You're also, I mean, you do your radio show on Sunday that we talked about yesterday.
Thank you. On KDA Radio.
Yeah, on KDA radio, even though they're competitors, that's okay. Just kidding. Just playing. No, no, where there's plenty of pie to share. So that's cool. But yeah, I mean, well, we talked a little bit about it. Now I want you to reiterate that story because of the fact that I think it was really important, and I don't know if it came out the way I wanted it to. But your how you came to be a motivational speaker, because it's a really inspiring story, and it's truly unique to you, and you're part of your career, part of this facet of your career. So how did you start out doing motivational speaking?
Well, like we discussed the last time, because my dream had been to be a doctor and I was going to college and taking all those pre-med type of classes and then got into the singing, they just started inviting me to speak for career days. It started like that, where you just go into a classroom and speak to 15 or 20 kids and you get maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes maybe because they had the firemen, the mayor, a
Right.
lawyer, a doctor, a policeman,
Hmm.
And so I was like, I was a singer. I was getting known, but I was there for education, to encourage
Right.
kids to go to college. Um, so when I started talking to the kids, right away they started asking me all kinds of questions about music and what's it like behind the scenes and what was it like when I was growing up. So I started sharing them like, yeah, I had a drug dealer live behind my house. There was a gang in our school. I even had a little tuft with them and all this. And they're like, wow, and they loved the stories. And then I gave them advice like how did I not get on drugs? How did I not get into the gangs? How did I stay clean and alive? And
Hmm.
so the kids were just the way they reacted to me, and the teachers saw it. And the teacher said, "Could you come back and talk to our kids again?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And that's all I knew. So it was Lanier High School, and they invited me back. And they said, "Right this way." And they bring me down the hall, and they remember this story. They take me to
Yeah.
a door. And they go, "Okay, go in this door." And I open the door, and it's kind of dark in there. I'm like, "Whoa, what classroom is this?" And they go, "Keep going." And then I'd walk out into a stage, and it's the auditorium, and it's the Lanier Auditorium is a giant auditorium, even with a balcony, and it was full of the whole school. He says, "Okay, we're ready for your talk." I was like, it's a big difference talking to 15 or 20 kids and talking to hundreds. But
Right.
I did my best, and the kids seemed to really like it and respond to it. And they were asking, "Sing a song, sing a song." Of course, I didn't. There was no way to sing a song. I didn't have an instrument. There was no recording, nothing prepared. So a teacher runs out with a guitar. "I know La Bamba," and so I sing for the kids, like, and they like that. And then I started getting called more to talk to more schools and different schools. It's like the word gets around, and always sing a song, sing a song. So I thought, the kids always want me to sing. What if I could put something together where I go to the schools, perform for all the kids in the auditorium, and mix music with my talk? How much more effective could I be if they see me in my element? The way I perform on stage, but say, "Hey, I'm getting an education. I'm drug free.
Right.
I'm not in a gang. I respect my body." And
And
so I asked
also,
my band if they could do it.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but also the inspiration you were for the young girls that were in the audience that could see you and say, wow, she looks like me and she's on stage and she's doing what I want. I want to do that, instead of, you know, that's great inspiration. Here's Andy Bustamante, who's a terrific singer. And she also has education. She went to she actually got a scholarship for mariachi music, and she says, "I remember
Good
my school
girl.
days.
Good
Remember my
girl.
school days always brought Patsy for presentations, and I love her from Zapata,
Oh,
Texas."
thank you, Andy.
Yeah, that was great.
With, Geneva Mojares, she's
Uh-huh.
down there in the valley also. She told me the same thing. She saw our concert. Uh, Jesse Turner from Signal told me
Yeah.
how much I inspired him. I was like, oh my gosh. Also, I told you there was a guy from I don't call him a guy. My friend Eddie
Uh-huh.
that called me from Harvard, the president of the Hispanic Club, to go speak because he said I inspired him to continue his
Yeah.
education, and he got a scholarship to Harvard and graduated, and he's making a lot of money right now.
Good for him. He got 4 college degrees and making no money at all. So,
But
but that's like,
it's that has been my passion. Is since I didn't become a medical doctor like I wished. I mean, the music everything changed, and so I am promoting education all the time and saying, I mean, that's we're meant to learn. Like I
hmm
think I shared with you before, my quote from Gandhi is is live like you're going to die tomorrow, learn like you're going to live forever. It's never too late to learn.
right.
Never think, oh, it's too late, or I'm too old, or I don't need that. No, we need to learn always, always.
hmm Most definitely. And, you know, the fact that you incorporate some of that, like you have your noticias faltas, that at the end where you sit there and say, search for the truth. It's not, at the end of the video, it's search for the truth, find the truth. It's not necessarily what people tell
Ooh, you
you.
do your homework.
Of course I do, ma'am. Of course I do. Good friend from the show, Paul Sanchez. He's saying, "What's up? How you doing, Paul?"
Hi, Paul.
Very good. Thank you. Good guy here from San Angelo, rather. Andy, sorry. But yeah, it's I see that you push for that. It's wonderful to see, and especially since you've been recognized in a lot of different ways. You have your Tejano Music Awards, and you even had your nominations, even when you decided no longer to participate in some of the
Yeah.
award stuff. And you're not the only artist to do that. It's not something that's strange. It's not, you know, uh, uh, it's not.
Yeah, Little Joe
Yeah,
boycotted it forever.
yeah. So did Jay Pettis. Remember, he did that as well. So it's. I'm not saying that I'm not giving it right or wrong. It's just that it has happened, and we can't deny it. It's in the
Yes.
past. It's well written. We can't change the past. It is what it is. But by the same token, you have every right. You're a very vocal person. That's one of the beautiful things. Gavino Perez, Gavino. I
Well,
said, my friend
And
Patsy. Yeah,
Gavino, we met at a school show also, and he's been my friend ever since. And now he's a successful promoter. Love you,
yeah.
Gavino.
He hits me up all the time. He's like, "Hey, Lawrence, what's that?" And that's
He's
good.
on it. He's
Yeah,
on
he's
it.
on it. That's your job, as a promoter. If you're calling
Gavino
yourself a promoter, you got to
Productions.
yeah, if you're a promoter, you got to get to work. You got to get calling and asking people, moving it around, getting the music out there and getting it seen. Now, we just watched Poodle Party and you did that with another person who's really
Yeah,
influential in the music business behind the scenes. At least for me, I love her to death, Michelle Shell. You know,
that
uh,
I do too. I just
she's
saw her a couple days ago. We were together. In fact, she's shooting her new video, and I'm going to do a little cameo in it.
oh wow, that's good.
But she's got a new video coming out. I
Yeah,
mean, let's see. We're shooting it in 2 weeks. So, maybe by next month, the video will come out.
yeah.
So be looking
It
for it,
depends on it depends on the turnaround, and how busy the person that's doing
the
the editing
editing and
does.
everything.
Yeah, I was down in San Antonio, like I told you, shooting a music video myself, and I'm so tired, and I'm kind of embarrassed. I'm putting myself really in a small box because I the medication that I
I was
take.
wondering. I'm straining to see you in that little bitty box now.
Yeah, the medication I take makes me allergic to the sun, and it was super super sunny in
Ooh,
San Antonio this weekend, and so now I have all this. It looks like heat rash, but it's my skin aggravated from the sun. So
it was 104 yesterday.
I know I was there, and what people don't realize, it's hotter in a city than it is out in the country, because in a city it's concrete and asphalt.
It's like a crock pot.
Yeah, and it's just radiating. I mean, that sidewalk has been holding that heat all day long, and at 8 o'clock, it's still 100 degrees because it's still holding, retaining all that heat. And that's the same thing, it's the same thing as being in during the day, except for the UV index is different. But
Mm.
yeah, it's just funny. Gavino says, "Love you, amiga."
Aw, I love you.
Yeah, and oh, Paul responded with hello. So hello, Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah, and I think earlier we missed Alice Nino, who had said hello.
Oh,
She's a
Elise.
wonderful singer. She's a new singer. She just had a song released not too long ago. She's very new, and that's cool. That
Oh,
they're
nice.
all
Congratulations.
wanting to hear what Patsy Torres has to say. And I don't know if you remember when I told you, I was like, our conversation that we had before was just the audio wasn't great on both sides,
They kept
but
throwing
you
us
are
off.
still yeah, you are still one of our most watched YouTube videos on my channel. and, and that's been like
Hey,
7 days. I've had people other than on there as well. Go ahead.
we should say, whoever's whoever's tuned in right now, if you have a question, give me the
Yes.
question. See if I can answer it.
Yeah.
What's that
Put
thing?
her.
Ask me the questions and I'll tell you no lies.
No, this is your life, Patsy Torres. Remember, this
But if
is your
there's
life.
something that I can help you with and you have a question, then I'll
Right.
try to answer.
Especially for you young ladies that are starting out, you're fresh in your career, and you're getting recognized. Patsy is the leader in my eyes of making a difference and changing Tejano music for the veteran. I immediately recognized the male dominance in the industry when it was in its heyday. Uh, uh, but that's kind of like the nature of the beast. When we back in the day in the 90s, we had Capital EMI and Sony Discos, and the way they operated is if something worked, then they needed to copy it. If Emilio had a hit song, we need five more Emilios to make more money. And
Yes, remember
so they would,
that?
yes, they were constantly changing that. So that's kind of why I'm like, you know, but you were different. You and Laura Canales, I remember y'all coming out and just saying, forget it, I'm going to do it my way, which is impressive. uh, especially during that time when it didn't that wasn't the norm, that wasn't common.
And Lauda was, I think, the first Tahana that I heard singing, and I was so impressed with her. And then I got to do some concerts with her, and like I think before she called me Chicana Madonna.
No,
She
I
gave me
didn't know
that
that.
name.
Yeah.
Yes, because I was wearing spandex and headbands and lace and gloves, and she's like,
Oh
"You're the
yeah.
Chicana Madonna."
I don't know if you remember our story where I told you when we first met. I was duty to ask you a question, and there
Yes.
you are standing, and your back was to me, and I slowly walk up to you, and I this is so embarrassing. I keep saying this story, and I don't know why I repeat it, but I tap you on the shoulder, and you turn around, and I like, hi. Completely
I
forgot
said,
what I was supposed to
"Yes,
ask you.
yes."
It just, I just, I forgot everything. I didn't get anything. I mean, I didn't ask you a question, nothing. I just, hi, and turned around and walked away. I was just like, she doesn't want to talk to me. I was like that little kid
Yeah.
that comes to your door trying to sell you some Girl Scout cookies. That she's like, you don't want to buy Girl Scout cookies, do you? Because she's been told no all day. That's the
Oh,
way I felt, a little dejected. She's not going to want to talk to me. I didn't even get a chance to
well,
say my name is Lawrence.
the kids are always so precious. I remember one concert I did. It was crazy that how they're all in front of the stage where someone held up a little girl. She must have been about maybe 12, and they held her up so that she could like touch me, and I reached out to her and touched her, and then she was smiling, and then her eyes rolled behind her head, and
Oh
she
no!
fainted.
Oh
She just
no!
fainted. I was like, oh my gosh. That was a first for me.
you're
She was like,
you're making
oh,
you're
and
ma-
she just
you're making kids faint. Look at that! Wow!
Mariada. And then I wrote a song called Mariada.
No, wow! Inspired by this little girl. Yes, very good. Well, let's go ahead and take a quick little break. Let's go ahead and listen to her song, "Noticias Faltas," fake news, and
Así.
see if you can catch some of the symbolism that's in this.
Oh yeah.
There's some
It's
symbolism in there.
everywhere in there.
Yes, and you definitely have a knack for not being afraid and voicing your own opinion, which is admirable at best. So here is Noticias Faltas with Patsy Torres here on Cuba Radio. This is Indio.
Amigos míos, hay algo que debo decirles, aunque los medios nos dan información. La ira está creciendo diariamente por noticias falsas con historias de ficción. Lo veo en las redes y noticias y lo escucho en el radio todo el tiempo. Todo el mundo se está volviendo loco, por eso te doy mi argumento. No noticias falsas, ya no quiero más noticias falsas. Ya me cansé de las mentiras y amenazas. A quien creamos que creamos, es verdad o no. No noticias falsas, con escándalos y las conspiraciones. Es un negocio de malas intenciones. Quiero gritar, no más, no más, no más, no más, no noticias falsas.
Y en más noticias, el grupo de Patsy Torres protagonizó un escándalo el fin de semana. Todo parece indicar que
Ay,
como todo evento.
no más. Estamos siendo divididos por prejuicios y muchos juzgan a otros como un juez. No creas todo lo que escuchas y lo que lees, y solo la mitad de lo que ves. No, no noticias falsas, ya no quiero más noticias falsas, ya me cansé de las mentiras y amenazas. A quien creamos que creamos, es verdad o no, no, no noticias falsas, con escándalos y las conspiraciones. Es un negocio de malas intenciones. Quiero gritar, no más, no más, no más, no noticias falsas. Busca la verdad que no te engañe, en quien puedes confiar, mucho cuidado. Debes decir no más, no más, no más, no más, no noticias falsas.
There it is. Seek the truth. What I tell you guys, it was there, didn't I? It's very good. I love that. All those deals and everything else. That was really cool. All right.
Thank
So
you.
once again, guys, for those of y'all that are watching that are logged in, let me see how many people we have. I can't see. I have my deal in the way, but I do know there's several people that are watching. For those of you that are watching, you have a question for Miss Patsy Torres, Dr. Patsy Torres. Then go ahead and ask the question. Hopefully, she'll give you an answer. And for one of you,
Yeah, I'll do
for
my
one
best
of
to answer.
yes, well, you she'll do. I didn't mean it like you didn't know, more like whether you wanted to answer it or not. Because some questions are a little asinine from people who are like, seriously, bro, you're gonna ask that question to Miss Patsy Torres? I couldn't say my name to her, and you're gonna ask weird questions. So no weird questions. But uh, so we have a Victor
Hi,
Frijole.
Victor.
Saludos from Houston, Texas. Thank you, Victor. Nice to see you there, brother. But anyway,
Thank you for
if
tuning, Victor.
Patsy likes your question, guess what I got for you? Bam. That's right. The CD
Woo!
from Miss Patsy Torres. Look at that. Huh? All of it in its wonderful beauty. Dame tu corazón. This is hers. This is her real CD. It really is in here.
I wonder if
And
is it better? No, it's about the same. I don't know if it comes out any better.
oh, can you see it? Can you see it? Look at that. I'm tilting it so that way you can't see the.
Yeah.
Let me focus it on it. There you go.
You know, you
See
were
that?
talking about all the stuff I've been up to,
Uh
and
huh.
I'm currently the president of a new organization.
Oh wow.
It's called Tejano Legends, and there's actually several chapters in Texas. So we're one of seven,
Oh
but
wow.
they nominated me to be president. So we're trying to do all kinds of good things for Tejano artists. You know, everything
Well,
from with insurance and support, empowering, honoring, recognizing, education, scholarships for kids. I mean, we're just getting started, but those are our goals.
well, those are things that are often needed and not looked at. You know, people don't realize that the Hano artists, a lot of them, they have other jobs. They sometimes they leave their, well, a lot of times they're not with their family during holidays, and when they're performing. So it's a labor of love, and oftentimes a labor of sacrifice as well. So thank you for
And
that.
one of the
And
things is many, and maybe even a majority of our Tano legends did not have good insurance, health
very true.
insurance, and life
Hmm.
insurance, all those kind of things. And so we've been getting great deals for them, and just trying to help. I mean, we all need that because usually it's hard for musicians to get insurance.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's just some of the main. I mean, just insurance in general, and then on top of that, uh, uh, I think one of the things that people fall into, especially with business and business in general, is they don't have a good sense of business economics and how business works. They, you know, there's a system that you have to follow, and there's taxes and all this other stuff, and that's why so many musicians, artists get in trouble. Remember Willie Nelson. he was what
Yep.
$5 million owed to the to in taxes because he didn't know, and that's very common.
MC Hammer, same thing. Sonny
Yeah,
Ozuna.
Sonny Ozuna.
Oh,
Yeah, and
because musicians, artists, and we're creative. We want to create music and perform music and make people happy. We don't want to be bogged down by paperwork. But
right.
unfortunately, business has to be done, and so
Yeah,
our
it's a very real
organization is.
part of yeah, it's a very real part of the system. Okay, so Victor has a question for you. How
Okay.
old were you when you first debuted as a Tejano singer?
A Tejano singer.
When you debuted as a Tejano singer, how old were you? I don't know
Probably, I
that.
think I was about 20 because I was already, well, maybe 19.
I think it
But the thing
was.
was, I was a trumpet player first
Mhm.
before I even started. And then when I was singing, I wasn't considered a Tejano singer because I was doing pop music. Well, doing, variety music, playing with a
Mhm.
band. So it wasn't until I got a contract. Then they started calling me Patsy Torres, the singer. And that's when I would say, no, I'm Patsy Torres, the trumpet player that's going to be a doctor.
So when did you get your recording contract for recording for yourself?
So that was with, this was a gentleman by the name of uh, Albert Esquivel, and we lost him a long time ago. But he was also worked with Jimmy Edwards and David Mares, and he
Mhm.
got, because they're all with groups, and he got them on their own. And he discovered me at a wedding with the band I was playing with. He thought I was the lead singer because when he
Uh-oh.
walked in, I was singing my one song that the band forced me to sing.
Well, looks like we've lost the connection with Patsy. Let's go ahead and change it up
Uh-oh.
just a little bit. This is one of her songs from back in the day. This one's called Chiquitita.
Did you lose me? Did you lose me?
It froze on me.
Oh,
Hmm. Yeah,
can you hear me?
my system froze.
Oh, you can. Okay. So I'm just like frozen some weird. They're gonna think I didn't want to answer their question. Like, oh,
Sorry about that. I got kicked out. That was on my end.
oh.
So I
I was
do.
gonna. They're gonna think I didn't want to answer.
No, that wasn't the question. Oh, I read.
So
Jeez.
Patsy Wynn was click.
Yeah, this is Patsy's wonderful click. Sorry, guys. We'll see you later. No, okay. Jeez. See, no, it's
But
still.
we gotta thank everybody for hanging in there.
I know, and once again, I do apologize, guys. That's one of those things that unfortunately it's happening today
But this isn't
nowadays.
easy. The fact that we're trying to stream it on Facebook, that's
Uh-huh.
not easy.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I've seriously been considering not streaming it on Facebook anymore because, excuse me, on all the other streams, uh, on YouTube and on my webpage and on all the other ones, it's there. It doesn't it's Facebook is the one that's kicking it out,
There's
and then plus also
always been problems,
yeah,
always.
And then another thing that's frustrating to me, I am certified. I have ASCAP, BMI, CSAP. I have all of my licenses to broadcast all over the world except for Russia and Africa and the continent of Africa and Russia. But that the fact that they copyright me all the time, and I'm like, well, there's nothing I can do, and that helps more the recording companies than the artist, you know. And so, but you can still hear it. You can still hear the music somewhere else and fall in love with it on my other channels because that's how it starts. You fall in love, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to do these is so that way we can have you can get to know the artists that sing the songs and be more enamored with them and fall in love with their music because it's a lot easier to like something that of a person that you truly enjoy their company, you know. And so it's not being force fed to you. It's like, you know what, I really like this lady, I really like this guy, I really like this song, you know, and they're so sweet and blah blah blah, and then it just grows. And that's the better way to grow your members, I believe, than just simply, you know, not doing it that way, at least in my eyes. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
But I got to say that we really appreciate that you do get all those licenses because that means a lot to the artists that you do that.
Well, it's expensive too.
I
I
know it
mean,
is.
that's one of the reasons that I do participate in the in the program that I'm in. I know I gave full disclosure last time, and I'll do it again. That um, although I don't make any money from the profit from the sales of the records, if you look on my website, yes, there is an add to cart button. You can buy the album or buy the song, whichever one it is. If it's a release, you can buy it from my website, from my radio station. However, um, it goes to Apple Music. You can buy it from there. I don't get any royalties from the sale of the song, but I do get a discount from my licenses to participate in the program, which is very beneficial for me. And also, it helps the artist. You know, they can, you know, sell the music, which we
That's
want.
great.
Mhm. And just for those people that are still with us, that are still listening in, I see y'all guys there. Thank you for staying with us. Um,
While I was
it's great.
frozen.
Yeah, when I was frozen, you weren't. I was. But for those people that are still with us, thank you so very much. But also, if you want to support your artist, let me tell you, it's great that you stream the music. It's great that you request it. Um, but buying it and buying their merch helps the artist far more than just streaming
Yes.
it. It takes 1,000 streams to just get a a dollar amount, and it's a million streams only gets you about $1,000.
Yeah.
So buy the merch, you know, and
So go to
support
my
them.
website.
Go to the
Go to my
website. Thank
website,
you.
www.patsytorres.com. Simple.
Yep. PatsyTours.com. You can buy CDs and you can buy all kinds of stuff there because Patsy is
T-shirts, bags, all
mhm,
kinds of goodies.
all kinds of goodies, and all of them. Uh, um, I didn't see any caps though.
Yeah, I
Did
don't
you?
have any. I have a few caps, but I don't have them on the website. I sell
Mhm.
them at the concerts. But
See it?
also, I even have a karaoke CD that I
Oh,
sell.
really? Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome. See, I think you're the only one that I've ever talked to that has that.
I
You
I
know?
think I am the only one. Just I came
Yes.
up with the idea, and I was like,
Why not?
make it easy for them to sing my songs.
Why not? Yeah, definitely. Because there's a lot of people, you know, I know they're asking for it. You know, when I DJ'd for 20 years, and they would always ask me some, you know, hey, do you have a karaoke song of this and karaoke song of that?
Oh, so they
And
can sit up, come and
yeah,
sing.
so
Yeah.
they can come and sing it, you know, and you know, I have to tell them, you know, that Tejano music, even though it was great when it was great, there were only a few songs that were out there that there were karaoke versions of it, you know,
Hmm.
and I've amassed them over years. I've gotten, you know, quite a few. I know I have some Jay Bettis karaoke songs that people are like, "Where did you get that?" And I'm like, "Playing it myself." you know, it takes time, but it's great. But I'm glad that you have that. That gives people
I think
another
because
reason to
what I
love
started
Patsy Torres.
doing was when I do my album, right when I record it, then I have the song. We do the another recording with no voice, and it's the original song, so it's just like the recording, even with with my background vocals, but we just take my voice out. So it's true. I mean, it's like the true music for karaoke. It's not
Yeah,
someone that came and made it, on the side like you see on the YouTubes, where they different
right.
musicians come in and do it. This is the
Yeah,
actual recording with just my voice taken out. And so
that's
yours can be there.
right, and that's great because now you can live your dream of being a singer like Patsy Torres. Gavino says, "Great
So
interview." Thank
you
you,
can
Gavino.
sing Noticias Falsas.
hmm So I write noticias faltas and say something. Oh my gosh! Hi, Miss Patsy Torres. I don't know who you are.
Well,
Your
hi
ID didn't
there.
come across. Hi, whoever you are. Thank you for joining us. We still had that question that we were talking about earlier. I didn't hear the answer to it. You did answer it, correct, Patsy?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. The when you started out, and we were going to play
When I
your
started,
when you
when
started.
I was
That's
a
right.
Tejano singer,
When you started out as a Tejano singer, which is still like, was it yesterday or something? Yeah, it wasn't too long ago. Yeah, it's like,
well, like the one you
you have
showed,
the
like
gift
Lover Than
of
Lover, I was doing Tejano music already. Did we freeze again? No. Are you there? Uh oh. Well, I don't know if I'm here or not.
yeah.
Did it do it again?
Yes, it did it again. Next time I see it, I know the tick now. I know what it is. So the next time if it comes up, I'm just gonna be like, so hopefully
So we're not frozen all weird, right?
that's the one I'm gonna have to do. I'm sorry. No, that's horrible. So we were able to talk a lot about what you were doing as far as outside of Tejano music, inside Tejano music. Earlier, when you started the interview, you told us about how you're getting back in there. You want to get this more music for your album to release it out. Do you have a target date when you want to do it, or is it just kind of what works? What works for me is what
Well,
works.
this first recording took a lot longer than we thought because we ended up really the guys just really got into it. They were very motivated because of winning that album of the year for the
Mm,
TMAs, and they were putting all this stuff in there. I mean, everybody put all this sweet stuff in there. So it took a while to do it, and then we kept changing it. We'd go in and we'd listen to it. Let's change it to this, and then we kept changing it and changing it. So we finally finished it. Because in fact I was just in there last week, and I made another change with my vocal, and they said, "Uh-oh, now we're gonna have to change the backgrounds again." I'm like, "Uh-oh."
uh-oh.
Okay, so
Yeah.
but it's going to be that special and spectacular. But meanwhile, we're putting together the rest of the songs. But and
Okay.
I
So
think I'm going to have a name for the album already, but I ain't saying yet. Oh, who's
well,
this?
there you. This is Rebecca Denise with TejanoBest.com. I was with Tony Vasquez at
Oh,
the Internet Gala, and I started tearing up when I met you. Wow.
Rebecca. Hi. Oh,
A little sweetheart. Thank you very much, Rebecca, for joining us. And
thank you
that's
for
really cool that,
listening.
yeah, thank you. Hi to all the people over there at Tejano'sBest.com,
That's
Uh,
right. And Tony Vasquez.
yeah, that's cool that y'all guys are here, and like I tell you, you're very popular for you know uh, with people interviewing. That's why I wanted to do a sit down documentary style of interview with you.
Well, let's
You know,
plan it ahead of time.
way ahead of
Yeah.
time, way ahead of time, because I just it's because I get called and I'm like, okay, I'm going to be in the area. I live so far away
Yeah.
from San Antonio,
I
and
know.
I don't have that ability to just sometimes I can make it and sometimes I can't, and then I'm getting pulled from one thing to another. And we all have our commitments, and we do. And
Yeah.
we all do uh, uh, the thing that we love. And when we get the opportunity to do something like that, I think it's awesome because of the fact that, much like these interviews that we have that you do on the radio station, because you're a very open book, which is I truly appreciate. I don't have to pull answers from you. um, you know uh, uh, those add to the person that you are, including the mystique that you have as a personality, a Tejano artist, because
Mystique.
you're yeah, well, you have that multifaceted life. You're Tejano singer, educator,
But
motivator,
I think everybody's multifaceted, in different ways, and uh, maybe mine's just more out there, because we do interviews like this. I think
right.
you're multifaceted. You
Well,
have you could
yeah, but
write
I
a
don't
book
have a
about what you've been through.
I don't have a music video where I dance around with other people.
No, that's what I'm
No.
saying.
Yes. Yes. No, you're right. We are multifaceted, and I've got a lot of life experiences that people are like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah."
And for me,
And
the
we
best
did it.
part of being a singer or being an entertainer is when I get to meet people and talk to people, because that's what I enjoy. That's why when I was doing the tours of the high schools and talking to kids, oh, that was my passion. I mean, I just felt so fulfilled that there was purpose in my life. Everybody needs to have purpose. That's what keeps us going, and that's what makes us happy. And so I have to have that purpose. And when it branched off into doing motivational speaking, and branched off into these different things, even the Patsy Cline tribute that I do, when
Hmm.
I do this, people cry at those concerts.
Right.
These older people, they love it. The songs, these memories back from either their parents or an event or just some feeling, and someone is always crying at my Patsy Cline tributes. And so
Yeah.
I feel so happy that I can do some honored that I can do something like that, and I hope I do her justice. When I perform and try to emulate her personality and her voice and her looks and her gestures and tell her story. And so I enjoy doing that too, and it gives me a
Yeah.
purpose. Just right now, I mean, if there's someone listening that has a question, or someone that's wondering about music or being a female or being a Tahana or living in this world today where we're torn apart by
Right.
race and religion and politics, and look
A
what
lot
just
of
happened
rhetoric out there.
In
Yeah.
Uvalde. I mean,
Hmm.
when I first heard about that, first I felt like sick, like no, and then heartbroken, and then disbelief, and then anger, anger
Hmm.
that some devilish monster could go in and do that. And now
Yeah.
all this noticias falsas happening again. What happened? What didn't happen? And they're making excuses about what should we do. And I'm sorry, some people might get mad when I say this, but they say, you know, uh, guns don't kill people, people kill people. People with guns kill people.
Yes.
And they also said, oh, well, the best thing to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. Well, there were
Yeah.
19 good guys
Right.
with guns in the hall when those 19 children were being slaughtered by one bad guy with an AR-15. So
And
that they couldn't
that's
compete.
also another thing of point of contention, because I have friends that are police officers that they kind of feel the hurt from that. But the thing is that they also had the reservation because their body armor was nothing. It was pointless to
Yeah.
his AR-15. Yet their service revolver that they were given had no effect on him because he was using the same body armor. His armament was more, and
Why? First of all, why is a 18-year-old buying body armor? And how many times do those shooters have body armor? Don't they say,
mhm,
why are you buying body armor? You think a deer is going to shoot you? or a
Right,
turkey or a dove.
right. Unfortunately, and now when I was working in the news and Sandy Hook happened, we did a story here in San Angelo where parents were buying bulletproof backpacks for their kids. They had they had bulletproof shielding on the inside, which was a horrible thought to live in a society where that's not only an expectation but an inevitable. And in one place, we've already had in May we had there's 31 days in May, and we had a total of 42 mass shootings in May. That's a fact. I can't change that. That's not
And there
rhetoric.
were 20
That's
more
a fact.
shootings just a couple weeks after that,
Yeah,
after this one in Uvalde. 20 more. I was like,
yeah. It's unfortunate. We have Crystal Garza, who's another female singer that I'm hoping to get on the show here pretty soon. She's a wonderful, wonderful singer. She is one of those that believes in the American dream. She packed up and she moved to Texas, and I'm going to be at the Hano Singer. And she's like,
oh,
Patsy Torres is not only an amazing woman, but she is inspirational. She is super educated, kind, and talented. A true Tejano treasure.
thank you,
Crystal
Crystal.
Garza.
I hope to get to meet you.
So do I, man. She's a wonderful
Where is she
person.
from? Oh, she's
She's
here in
from
Texas, right?
she was born in and just so that way I can show off my my information skills,
Okay.
looking in the backgrounds. She was actually born in Kansas. Now I'm going to get this all wrong. She was born in Kansas and grew up in Des Moines, Iowa, and now she's here. So and then
Welcome, Crystal.
yeah, she's been here for a while. She won a Tejano Music Award for Best New Artist, which is pretty awesome. Um, this is uh, this is Rebecca Denise from Tejano's Best. She says,
Hey, girl.
"Yeah, she's exactly why I got so emotional meeting her. I forgot uh, I forgot what." A radio station I was on when I was talking to her. Oh my gosh. See the effect
Oh,
you have on people? It wasn't just
she's a
me.
doll. She's a
Yes.
doll.
It wasn't just me. Patricia Archuleta, Fincher Mancini from Queens.
Ah,
Uh,
tocaya.
there you go. Yeah. And Crystal says, uh, oh, yeah.
Crystal, my
It's
sister.
Crystal Torres, but Garza is her
Oh,
married name, Crystal Torres.
oh, I didn't know. Well, Crystal, of course I know Crystal. The first time we met was I was speaking at her elementary school because Crystal was a teacher. I don't know
Oh,
if she's
wow.
still a teacher, Crystal.
Yeah, right, Crystal, you're a teacher. Answer the
And she was
question. You'll
telling
get
me that she
it.
had a dream of being a singer. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
hey, go for it. And that's when we met at an
Oh,
elementary
that's
school.
awesome. See, that's awesome. That's
Are you
great.
teaching, Crystal?
Crystal, are you still teaching? We're asking you that question. Please answer it. Patricia says, love from Texas. Patricia
Thank you,
Archuleta Fincher
sister.
Mancina. That is a great name, isn't it? That's like four big names.
Wow.
Yeah,
Go, girl.
I didn't like my name because it was Lawrence. And when you're a kid and you have to write Lawrence 9 letters on your desk, back then we had to write our name on the desk. 9 letters was like forever. Bill and Tom put 3 letters down. Mine covered the entire desk. Like most of it was my desk, and then the neighbor's desk. I had the last 2 letters over there. I was just kidding.
Hey, you
But
should have cut it to
mm,
LAW, law. You say,
I
I'm the
wasn't that
law.
I wasn't that savvy back in the first grade. Yeah, Crystal says I was speaking to the students with my company. I am a recruiter,
Oh,
and I got the
okay.
opportunity to do a career day. But my husband is the one that was in education. Her
Oh,
husband.
okay. Well, Crystal
So
and
you.
I just did a beautiful project with Geneva
Oh yeah,
Monjares. We did,
that's
remember
right.
we talked about the gospel?
Yeah,
Crystal's one
yeah,
of
the
those
Tejanos
Tejano
Unidas.
stars that was on there.
Yes.
Oh,
You just.
she's got hits and doing great, girl. I'm proud of her.
Yeah. She's
We did
that's
that, and we did
awesome.
a video. We did a video. Have you played that
Mhm.
video yet? Aquí
I
está.
was. Yeah, I played it. I played it once before, and I can't remember whose interview I did it with. Um, I didn't play it with your interview. I should have, huh? Do you let me see if I can find it.
Well, we
And
didn't do any videos on that other interview because we were having all that problem with the streaming.
yeah, well, at the beginning, I did do some videos of your music. I did at least play the Noticias Faltas and Puro
Mhm.
Party, um, which are really man, that Puro Party is a funny song. I love that song. It's catchy
You
too.
know, I
You
actually
know,
wrote that song a while back. It's on an earlier album, and
yeah,
Michelle Schell heard it, and she contacted me. She goes, I'd like to do your song. I'd like to do it as a duet." And I
uh
went,
huh,
"Really? That'd be cool." So I rewrote just some of the phrases so that it could be for two people, you know,
right.
and to and it came great. We had a blast, and we're still doing projects together. In fact, I'm pulling her into the Tejano Legends also.
Oh, great.
So, Crystal, you need to join the Tejano Legends, girl. Okay?
Yeah, Crystal, join it because she's not asking me; she's asking you. No, just kidding. It's gonna all hurt. Let's
Well,
see.
well, you know what it
uh,
is, but it's only San Antonio. That's why. It's
yeah,
only
no,
San
that's
Antonio chapter, so it's only San Antonio DJs and promoters and artists because there's different chapters in every city.
hmm
So they have honor, you know, to
yeah.
their.
We don't. I don't think there's a chapter covering our city in San Angelo. We have 110,000 people. People forget that just because we're not Dallas and Fort Worth or San Antonio or Houston, that we're a small town. We're it's
Well,
110,000 people.
someone needs to start one. You could do it
Yeah.
yourself.
Oh no, I'm
Oh,
allergic.
you're not busy enough.
I'm allergic. Yeah. Crystal says that I can play it during her interview. The collab that she is, it's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful video.
Oh, it is.
I
And
really
the video.
did. Yeah, definitely. Kathy Kassar, hey, what would it be the most humbling advice that you could give for the upcoming generations? What's the advice that you could give?
And would that be for singing or anything in general? Upcoming.
I I'm assuming that it's with Tejano music, but
Okay.
just answer it the way you wish.
So I would say that make sure that the desire you have to perform that it's a desire to give back as a service, and that you have that purpose that you want to please people, you want to move people. Um, Unfortunately, I've had little girls come up to me and I want to be a singer. And I went, great, you know, yeah, because I want to be on stage and people screaming my name and loving me and me making lots of money. But that's, you know, those aren't the right reasons. You know,
Right.
this needs to be something where, you know, your music is a God given gift. So first of all, you've got to give glory to God and thank Him every day for that gift, and then use your gift to help others and lift up others, inspire others, motivate them, um, and then you'll really enjoy it. And if it's a singer you're talking about, make sure you get singing lessons.
Hmm.
Singing lessons are so important. I mean, if someone is going to go and work on a computer or do IT, they're going to get lessons, they're going to get training. Do the same thing with singing. You need that. Get some business background or someone you really trust to take care of your business.
Hmm.
If you're a songwriter, make sure you copyright your music and make your own publishing company. Those are very, very important for your success for the future because back then they used to just steal from everybody. So that's
Yeah,
those are some tidbits for you.
yeah. I'm doing documentary. I'm finishing up a documentary for Johnny Martinez's dad, Chemo. Yeah, what is it? It's not
Yes,
Chemo. It's his Ansel, something like I can't pronounce his name. Very difficult name, but very
Anselmo, is
complex
that
person.
what it is?
Anselmo. There you go,
Okay.
Anselmo. Yeah, and his first hit that everybody recorded was not copywritten, and he never received a dime.
Oh my
Never
God.
received a dime from that song. And so, yeah, it's definitely the case, and you're absolutely right on that. And one of the things, just to jump in on that, I know they asked you the question, but I always say this with a lot of the newer artists: uh, practice your instrument. If you're a guitarist, play the guitar. If you're a drummer, play the drums. If you're a vocalist, sing. You've got to work on your instrument. It's the only way you're going to get better. Once again, going back to Ram, he's just feeling like he's getting better. He's still pushing his vocals. he'll still
Hmm.
trying to reach that little extra note. And you know, that's a good thing. Crystal says it would be an honor to join Patsy Torres. Let's get together soon and miss you a lot.
Let's do it, Crystal. I'll give
Uh-huh.
you
And
information on our
yeah,
next meeting.
Crystal, Kathy Kassar, she said just in general is what she was
Oh,
talking
so
about.
she said just in general.
Yeah.
Well, of course. So Kathy, it's just something that has to give you and that you're serving others. Like in the beginning, I don't know how much of the interview you saw now, but see, I wanted to be a medical doctor. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to heal. I wanted uh, to be there to. I wanted to cure people like my grandfather, Dr. Torres. He was a doctor, a medical doctor, and that's what I wanted to do all my life. And then the music kind of just came in and started taking over. And it was my grandfather that actually told me that he wanted me to sing instead, which I couldn't believe. But as he said I was because I was already speaking at schools and I was doing programs for kids. He said, your God-given gift, he said, you are helping others. You are making a difference. He said, you're doing preventative medicine. You're being a
Hmm.
doctor of the soul. And so I
Yeah.
took that advice from him. And I've always tried to do that because I don't just see myself as a singer entertainer because that desire that I wanted to healer. And so that's what drives me and my faith. Since I was 5 years old, my faith has been very strong in my belief in God and Jesus as my savior. So that's been a big part that kept me from getting into drugs and gangs and all those other things that a lot of musicians, the temptations are so strong, and I've seen it take down a lot of great musicians.
Yeah. It can be a huge stumbling block for personalities that aren't conducive. It says, Crystal says, what was your favorite memory looking back on your Tejano career? I'm sure you
Oh
have
my,
plenty, but how about one that stands out? Excuse me.
there's so many. One of them was we were playing in Germany, in Berlin, and we were playing at Tempelhof at the airport.
I
Well,
remember
it
this.
was where Hitler had the big airport there. We had 45,000 Germans watching us, and we were playing Tejano music, and they were just loving it. And they were
Mhm.
dancing because, of course, the accordion started in Germany, originated there,
Right. Yeah, most
and
definitely.
they just loved it. And they were all in front of the stage, were oh yeah, oh, the arms like bringing and putting beer up on the stage for us, which we weren't allowed to have. We were like nine bita, nine, which means nine,
Nine.
please go.
Yeah.
And,
Nine.
and
Oh,
but
so yeah. God,
it was
sprechen Sie
it,
Deutsch?
yeah. But it was
Was ist los? Was ist
guten
los
Tag,
in Gras?
ja.
Sorry, it's one of the
Dankeschön.
languages.
Danke, danke,
Dankeschön,
there
yeah.
it is. But
Donka is the one.
yeah, so every time we went to a country, I'd try to learn just a few words, to be polite, But it was such a fantastic feeling. The other one would have been when we played in Mexico. Uh, we played at the Expo, and it was 110,000 people live, and I
Mm,
was singing
mm,
my song
mm.
Te Juro, and they were singing it with me. The whole those thousands
Wow.
of people. You hear someone singing your song, it's mind-boggling. It's humbling. It's an honor. So I could never forget those. I mean, there's lots of moments in my life, but when you talk Tejano moments, that would be them.
She said, your stories always make me cry, amiga, because music heals. You've
Oh,
truly become a
Crystal.
doctor, educationally and of the soul. So,
Oh,
Crystal,
thank
you're just
you.
quit
She's such a
giving all
sweetheart.
the good stuff. We're going
Crystal,
to
you
talk
still
later.
Crystal, you still have my blanket. We have to get together. It's
Yeah,
in
there.
like, sorry.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Kathy says, "Thanks. That was awesome. Thank you, and it's great learning more about you."
Thank you,
So,
Kathy. Thank you.
yeah, thank you to everybody who's chiming in. I really do appreciate it. Okay, Kathy,
Yeah,
Patsy.
that's what
I just,
I like interaction. Remember, I was telling you
mhm,
earlier, that's what I
yeah,
like, to really interact.
right. That's
That's what
that's
makes
that's.
your show so special.
Thank you. I'm glad. uh, uh, Gavino Perez is chiming in. Oh, I remember when I first met Patsy when she went to my school for a Positive Force tour and
That
talked
was the
to
name
us
of
and
it,
performed for
Positive
us.
Force
Yeah,
Tour.
yeah, and she encouraged me to stay in school, and now I am a Tejano music promoter. I thank you, Patsy, for all your positive, and I have to read the rest of it, for all your positive advice
Oh,
throughout the years. Love you, amiga, and so proud of you. Keep up the good work.
thank you, amigo,
And
and I'm proud of you.
and
He's
then we
worked
also
so
have
hard.
Chris Zavala who says, "Hey, Patsy,
Hey,
how you doing,
Chris.
Chris? Thank you
Hi.
for jumping in." Yeah,
Hi,
he
Chris.
does he does the I can't remember what show he's doing. Um, I
I
don't
know he's
know.
doing something with the divas also, right,
Yeah,
Chris?
right. And Crystal says Rebecca Valadez has it and is supposed to give it to you because she was going to see you first. I'll text her. Golly.
Thank you, Crystal. Okay,
I'm
I'll
assuming
bug
we're
Rebecca.
talking about, yeah, I'm assuming we're talking
Give
about
me
the
my
blanket.
blanket. Give me my
Yeah, I
blanket.
want my blanket. I love that. There it is. It's called The Iconic Men and Women of Tejano.
There you go, Chris.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Chris, for joining in. And Crystal, she's like, where can we see you next in concert? I was getting to that question, Crystal. Thank you so
Well,
very much.
I'm doing a gala this coming Saturday, and then I'm
Hmm.
going to be in Three Rivers doing a benefit over there for a very dear friend of mine. Um, hmm, Nothing in town. Well, the gala's in town, but it's closed.
Yeah, it's a
Ah,
private event.
but we need to get together, Crystal and Rebecca. Remember, we were supposed to get together for a lunch.
And
We'll do
Lawrence
that.
and Lawrence. Just
Rebecca just did some stuff on my new song, by the way. I
I'm
don't know
sorry.
if anybody knew that.
She did what?
Rebecca just did some work on my new song, some
Oh,
backgrounds.
yeah, she had mentioned that she was. I mean, when I talked to her, she was getting back into the getting back into recording studio, and she's getting back on her feet. Because she had to take a big hiatus, which is unfortunate because she's got so much talent. Oh my gosh,
She's a
and just
super talent
yes, and a beautiful person inside and out. And
and a
I'm
comedian.
so.
Where we
Oh,
say she's going to
definitely.
make you laugh and cry.
Yes, she doesn't. But she was so. It's so good to see her back and doing the things that she does. But she admittedly said that she would rather do vocals than be up in front. I think it's more of a self-conscious thing than anything else. But she's got the talent, and she's got the looks, and she shouldn't shy away. Be proud of
She
who
sure
you are,
does.
girlfriend. You are, to me, you're a beautiful soul inside and out, and I love your music, and that's why I play it. So,
And a super talent.
oh yeah.
We worked together with Voices, which was all mariachi girl.
Hmm.
It was
Hmm.
her, Leslie Lugo, Stephanie Montiel, and Shelly, my girl Shelly Lattis. And
Hmm.
then I did another project with Rebecca where we were the Dreamliners and we were doing 60s music. And we were wearing the little pop up wigs, and,
Yeah, the little boof on,
and the
poof on.
gloves. Yeah, and the little gloves and doo wop. And we had dance moves and singing in 3-part harmony with Melba Matis. And
Oh wow,
the people loved it. And then Rebecca left to California.
I know.
Girl, glad she's back. Glad she's back.
Yeah, she's back and she's doing it again. Thank you, Rebecca. We got a question from Eduardo Miguel, and he says, "Sorry if the question's already been asked, but what did Patsy think of her portrayal in the Selima series?"
What did you think? First of all, I didn't look like that, and I didn't talk like that. I didn't talk like that. I never talked like that. And now
I,
the award is going to go. No, I never had an accent like that. Um, that
you
lady
needed
was a
to.
lot older. I mean, this was back in the 80s. I didn't look like that in the 80s. I mean, she looks like me
Yeah,
kind of now, maybe, but I mean, come on. You
yeah.
know,
No, it's true. It's
um, I mean, it's not the
well,
girl. It's not the actress's fault. That's the way they cast her. But
well.
no,
They're using uh, poetic license, so I'm giving them a
well,
pass
it
on
was
that one.
whining.
Yeah, it was.
That poetic license wasn't rhyming.
Yeah, I'll give him a pass on that one. But yeah, I've seen a lot of things that are like,
But you know what? I have to say the fact that they even mentioned me, that that was an honor, and it got a lot of people curious. They were like, "Oh, they mentioned you! Oh my gosh, your name, your name, your name!" So I am thankful they didn't just wipe me out because I was in Selena's life for years and years and years and years. You
hmm
know,
hmm
she was one of the first people that I was helping and mentoring. And I
yeah,
talked to her dad all the time and giving, because in the beginning, talking to him about buying buses and promoters and traveling and, the circuit.
yeah,
So
and well, not just her, Patsy. I mean, you had, Shelly Lattice, and like some of the other
uh,
ones,
I introduced Shelly to Selena because I
yeah,
was already friends with Shelly, and then I was friends with Selena. And one time they showed up at they because Shelly would go to a lot of my gigs, and Selena was in town one day. She came, and I
mm.
said, "Hey, let's meet our friends." And we called her, like, we were like the three amigas. And we would
Right,
go and we would just tell jokes, the corniest
yeah,
jokes you'd never think of, and we would just laugh and laugh and laugh until
hmm
Abraham would come and start yelling at the door, "Selena!" I'm like, "Ah, party's over."
yep. I don't want you here. You got to go to bed at 9 o'clock at night. You got to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning, do radio, blah 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 blah. I've heard it from a lot of different people. A lot of different managers have said it. Trying to wrangle in the youth that was Tejano back in the day, and it's crazy. I was with La Fiebre, for a while there, and it was the same thing. They were just constantly. I'm like, I'm not in the band, so I don't got to worry about anything. I'm going to drive my own car. You could take your bus. I'll meet you at the next gig. But yeah, I that was kind of the way it was. They kind of try to make it like American rock and country and everything else, and some of these we weren't used to that. We weren't used to that kind of
With no
that kind of
breaths. Yeah.
yeah that kind of deal. And now let me ask you this real quick with the movement that it's had, and you're with your once again shameless plug CD. Um, what's it like now that you have this much more freedom and you've had it for a while? Could you go back to the old ways where it was very managed and very, you know, the budgets were bigger, but the demand was a lot more than the freedom was a lot constricted. I know you were one of the artists that were like, I want to do what I want to do. I don't want to do what you tell me to do. And it was that battle that you experienced quite a bit.
Well, no, because I have full control now. I think I shared with you that sometimes they would make me do songs that I hated. I was like, I don't even like the song at all, but I had to do it. But I wouldn't perform it live because I was like, I hate this song. I don't like it, But I had to do it.
you
And then we
yeah,
would do photo sessions, and they look sexy. I'm like, that's not me. And they'd
right.
want me to show little of this and little of that. I was like, no, that's not me. So now I don't have to worry about that pressure anymore. And I write my songs, I put messages in them. I always mention God in all my albums. And they wouldn't let me do that. In fact, one record company, I wanted to do a Christmas album so bad, and they went, no, no. So as soon as I got on my own, first thing I did was did a Christmas album. And I love my Christmas album, but they wouldn't let me do it.
Yeah. Well, Rebecca Valadez is here,
Where?
and she says Patsy should do stand-up comedy. She makes she has so many. Wait a minute,
Girl,
Rebecca,
you're
you're
one to
the one.
talk, girl.
Yeah.
No, but
She's-
we would be swapping jokes, man. Rebecca, love you, girl.
mhm.
Where's my
That's
blanket? Where's my blanket?
she says she still has it. So we're having a weird conversation on this interview,
Everybody's like, what are they talking about?
right? I know it's good. Let's go ahead and I forgot what I was doing. Sorry. um, yeah, no. It's I have a song from you. This is one of my favorite songs. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and play it. This is I forgot the name of this song, It's Amor Bonito. There you go.
Oh yeah, I got a cumbia. I mean, oh yeah, we got a video.
Yeah. Amor Bonito by Patsy Torres. Here on Cuba Radio with Indio. You're gonna like it. Trust me, if you haven't heard this song, you should have. You shouldn't be listening to.
I don't hear any sound. Is there? Can you hear sound? Yeah, there's no sound. They're telling me there's
No,
no.
it's because it's muted. It's a
Oh, you
product
mean
of Facebook.
Facebook did that? Oh man.
Yeah. But on the other streaming services, you could definitely hear the song, including on the radio and on my
Oh,
YouTube channel and my Mixcloud and Twitch. You should be able to hear all that songs. Unfortunately, that's one of the reasons I'm thinking of moving away from the Facebook live interviews because of the fact that
so they cut the sound.
they
Oh
cut the sound. They take it away so that way you can see the video, but you won't be able to hear the song. That doesn't help the artist at all, especially people that haven't heard the
no.
song before, and they're it gives you a new perspective on artists in in general. So it is what it is. But Kathy asked you if someone who knew nothing about your music asked
Hmm.
what of your songs is your favorite, what would it
Wow.
be and why? Wow, that's a deep question.
Well, there's two songs that I wrote for my husband.
Oh.
The first one was called Te Juro. It was a cumbia, and it was when we were newlyweds. And I wrote it because he was very kind of insecure because here we are newly married and things, and some guys were just being pretty rude and acting like
Silly.
grabbing me and hugging me, knowing I was married. I think they were just trying to push his buttons. So I ended up writing this song for him that just kind of lets him know where my heart and my soul were. And that song became a giant hit,
Hmm.
not just for the album, but it was a BMI song, most played Latin song, and I still get royalties on that song. Uh,
But
so it's a real cute song, and so that's a song that I would say to listen to, and I do love it because of that. Also because it made a lot of money. But the other one I wrote is gosh, there's a few that I really. When you write songs, it's a part of you. I wrote
right.
an anniversary song for my husband for our 25th anniversary, and
Wow.
boy, I cried when I wrote it and cried when I heard it, and he cried when he heard it. It was his gift. So he didn't even
Hmm.
know. I wrote it in the middle of the night when he couldn't hear it. I recorded it. He didn't know until it was done. And boy, and it's an anniversary song anyone could use, and I'd love for it to become a standard because I think it's a beautiful song. It's called Nuestro Aniversario, which is our anniversary.
Cool. And those are definitely, you know what, Kathy, you've been asking some great questions for Miss Torres.
Thank
So,
you, Kathy. Thank you. Oh, go to my website, www.patsytours.com, and you'll learn a lot. There's all kinds of information there. There's bio, there's notes, there's the Patsy page, there's videos, there's radio shows that I pre recorded, 1 hour radio shows on there, all kinds of stuff. So just patsytours.com.
and the CD.
And there's the album.
And so I nominate Kathy as the recipient of this CD
All
because
right,
she has,
Kathy.
yeah, that she's well, you're going to tell me, do you want to give it to her or who do you want to give it to?
Well, I'll have to agree with you.
Mm,
Kathy's been really connecting with us, and thank you, Kathy.
yeah. So
And you know
Kathy,
what? I've got the album on special right now for anyone else. It's on special because I'm real excited about it winning that award. I'm excited about you promoting it. So right now it's on sale and free shipping. Oh, what can I say?
nice,
And
nice.
signed.
Taking care of us. Yes, thank you so very much, Kathy. Just please give me send me a buzz, and I'll make sure that this album gets out to you ASAP as soon as possible. And Rebecca, give back her blanket, and if she's still on. I'm sorry, I had to throw that in there. I mean,
I know.
it's 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 funny to me because you're like, what? you know, it just lets you know that we are just regular people. We do what we do. We love it, and uh, um, and Kathy says yes. She'll definitely check that out, and thank you, and thank you.
Oh,
So
you're welcome. Thank you, Kathy.
yes, thank you for participating. We really appreciate you. And so, with that being said, let's go ahead and close out the show. But I want to give you the opportunity to go ahead and, like the last time, go ahead and give your thank yous and mentions and everything else. At least we got a better connection today, so that way you'll be able to be more clear and all your thank yous and your promotions and everything else that you
Well,
want your Tejano audience.
I want to thank you for the platform. Thank you for letting me talk and letting me connect with your wonderful viewers, and I appreciate them chiming in and asking questions and just saying hi. I appreciate it because like I said, to me that's the best part of being in this business is when I can connect. And I love hearing about what you're doing and how my music has affected you because that means a lot to me. So I love that when you drop a message like that. So go to my Facebook or to my Instagram Messenger. We can talk there. Like I said, www.patsytorres.com. You can learn a lot of stuff there. If you'd like to get a T-shirt or another CD, I have all my CDs available. My Christmas CD, my Christian CD, and my other CDs. I'm working on the new one now, but I just want to say also, always remember where you come from, and remember that if you want to really have purpose in your life, do something that serves others. Like I said, even with music, you can serve others by elevating them and inspiring them and moving them. And just be sincere in what you do and Whatever you choose, do your best and be the best. Like they said, if you're someone that mops a floor, you mop that floor better than anybody else. But whatever you do, do 110%, you will get noticed when you put 110%, no matter what it is, whether it's a singer, whether it's a lawyer, whether it's anything else. Get training and continue to learn. God is on our side. Just do your best, God will do the rest. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, Patsy, for that. Yeah, Rebecca says kisses to you, Patsy.
Mwah! Lunch, girl, let's do lunch.
Yes, and Rebecca, hi, you're still amazing. I know that. So thank you for joining us. And Crystal and everybody else that was listening in. And
And
thank you, Miss Patsy.
Gavino,
Yeah, for Gavino
Anise,
and yeah, and all of the people that were here
yeah,
that joined
Paul, I think.
in. Yep. Yeah, Paul was there. Yeah, and we had Chris and we had
Chris, yeah.
yeah, and we had Patricia
Oh, Tokaya,
and yeah,
Patricia.
right, and we had um from the other radio station. I'm trying to find it here. The other music radio station. I think it's too far. I can't get it now. But thank you
Oh,
guys
yeah,
for
Tano Best.
yes, yeah,
Tony
Tejano,
Vasquez and Rebecca.
yeah, Tejano
Yeah,
Best. There you go. Yeah, thank you guys for joining us, man. I really do appreciate Miss Patsy. Thank you so
thank
very
you.
much. You are always welcome to come back here. Come back here and promote your new album.
Oh, I
Um,
can't wait. I
yeah,
can't wait
and
to hear it.
we're gonna be playing it. Like I said, streaming music if you want to, all over the place. That's great. Thank you so very much for that. Miss Patsy Torres is available all streaming media. You can excuse me, if you're listening to Cuba Radio, you can buy the album from there. It'll take you to Apple Music, and you can buy the songs, buy them. 20% of the music that is streamed is bought. That means 80% is not.
Yep.
You cannot support your artist that way. You need to support them, but buy the music. It's only $2. You buy $7 for a cup of coffee. $2 for a song is not too bad. Not only that, but go to their functions and buy their merch. Go to their websites and buy their merch. They will that gives them a greater percentage of what they get, and it keeps them motivated and helps them continue to make the beautiful music that inspires us all. Music is eternal, and there's always going to be a song that's going to make you remind you of somebody new, remind you of somebody past, an emotion, a feeling, the first love. Mari Rivera Marquez, Tejano to the Bone, is in the house. Hey, Mari.
Ooh, hi, Marty.
I met her this past weekend, and Mari's a special person. She's got quite a personality. I truly, I was kind of infatuated with her. She's great. And then, oh yeah, she said, "Nice meeting you Saturday." See, nice to meet you too.
Oh, was that here in
But
San
yeah,
Antonio?
yes, I was there. That's why I had asked you, and I was like, I was shooting a music video, and they came down because they went to the Uvalde school, and they had raised some
Oh,
money, and they had gotten some teddy bears and
oh,
stuff like that. So
beautiful.
yeah, great
God
people
bless you,
though.
Marty.
And she would like there was a crew of Tejano to the Bone. That's the deal. It was like it wasn't just her. It was like several women that came down, and that's really touching and unfortunate that we have to experience this in life. That where we're at right now, but it's still it adds hope that humanity still exists. We still have compassion, and we have warmth, and we are able to console each other, and that's a beautiful thing that we exist as humans. That's what separates us from the animals. Mari
Thank you,
says, "Thank you,
Marty.
Pat." Okay, well, thank you so very much, Miss Torres, Doctor Patsy Torres, and keep doing what you're doing, sweetheart. Keep creating, keep
Thank you.
making those smiles, keep making those tears. And thank you for sharing a little bit of your time with us. And like I said, the door is always open. If you need me for anything, I'm here. I am true to my word. So thank you so
I
very
can't
much.
wait to bring you the new stuff.
I'm going to be listening for it. I will. So thank you. And I got Gavino's number, so I can call him and
All right.
yeah, dude, give me the music. Well, thank you so very much. We'll see y'all guys later, and y'all have a good one. And so, Miss Torres, thank you so very much. And if you would please just hang on for just a second. Oh,
Well,
you know
God
what? I'm
bless
not even.
you. God bless your
Thank you.
family. God bless all of you that are watching and listening and your families.
All right. Well, thank you so very much, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye
Bear with
bye.
me. Just